Now, what are some things that we have forgotten? What are some things that we need to hone in on a little bit tighter and think outside the box? Well, these 10 things are things that you probably should be purchasing and putting up in your stockpile to make sure that you can take care of all the little things, the things that you don't tend to think about. Very big deals, but big deals that, again, just slip your mind. So let's jump into a list of 10 things that I think you should purchase that I think you've probably forgotten for your survival. And I think it's going to be some good stuff to hopefully give you some ideas of what are some things you're missing. Let's jump into this list today. This video is going to be a good one. It starts right now.
Don't make me wait. There's no need to hesitate.
Hey guys, welcome to the Max. As you can tell, we are back on the farm. We've made it back from Oklahoma. We had a great trip, a wonderful event. We were able to speak there, and hopefully for the thousands that were there, we hope that the impact of people speaking, all the things that were taught there, people learned from. That is what's so cool, to get together with these like-minded folks and see that people are trying to make a difference in their life by having sustainable food options, building skills to take care of their family, learning how to homestead and prep. It's an amazing event. So we had a blast. I'm glad to be back home. We've had a lot of things happen. I think on the other channel you're going to see some of the animals that we have had, so check that video out. On the other channel you're going to see some cool little creatures. So let's jump into this list. I think these are some great things that we tend to forget, that if you did a quick inventory on your stuff, some of these may be helpful. Number one is a dental kit. This is one of those things that you can purchase online. I will link the one that we personally have in our stockpile and our supplies. We don't realize how important it is to clean our teeth. We have a video on hygiene and how important it is to make sure that we have good dental care. We talked about toothpaste, we've talked about mouthwash, but think about the things that you can clean your teeth with to get the plaque off. Maybe you don't realize the severity of really having a cavity or an abscessed tooth. So make sure you're picking up a dental kit. They're not expensive at all. We actually bought one a few years back. We've utilized it. It's got a mirror in it. It's got all these little cool tools that I personally hate because I don't like the dentist, but it's good to have. Our mouth care, teeth care, hygiene for our body is important, and a lot of people forget about this. Check out the one that we have below, but also look for yourself. You can buy them on Amazon. You can call your local dentist. They probably have a little kit you can purchase. It could really get you out of jams, especially in a situation where crap hits the fan and you can't get to the dentist, or you can't get in because of an issue. This would be a good kit to have. Number two would be a glass repair kit or an extra pair of glasses. We've mentioned this when we were talking about having something in your car not too long ago, a few months ago actually, in a video. But when we think about our eyes, right now I have really good eyesight, but I will age. So it's not bad to have some reading glasses. But my wife, on the other hand, you may not know it, but she wears some contacts because she is rather blind. She can't see anything. So she has to have her contacts or some glasses. We've made a valiant effort to have 2 pair of glasses and a lot of extra contacts put up. Also some repair kits, small screwdrivers. We don't realize how valuable our eyes are until we don't have the glasses to see. I think about Scooby-Doo and Velma, when she always loses her glasses and can't see the monster. In all seriousness, it's a big deal. So make sure you have glass repair kit or an extra pair of glasses put up in your stockpile. This could be as simple as not having a prescription, maybe just some reading glasses to magnify. If you can afford to buy an extra pair of glasses for prescription wise, please do it. It's very wise to have. Number 3 is a pretty big deal, not just for us, but for our animals. So if you have animals, if you have children, if you're worried about, the things that we take in our bodies, this is a big deal. So number 3 would be activated charcoal. You can buy activated charcoal, of course, in medicine capsules, but what I would challenge you to do is buy the powder. We use the powder not only for us, but for our animals. There's a gentleman that called us this last week that had an animal that had some issues going on. They thought that they'd had a little too much of something, maybe some grass that they ate that caused some issues with their digestive system. We were able to tell them, hey, use activated charcoal. It's good for poisons, not only for us, but also for our animals. So if you were trying to treat yourself for poison and you're not able to go to the hospital, or you're not able to use some kind of medication, activated charcoal is a great thing to have just for safety, especially if you have children, especially if you have a farm, and also just for us. We put it in our medical supply. We don't realize how important it is. I would challenge you to buy the cheaper version of it. Make sure you have a holistic activated charcoal, and you don't have to buy it in the capsules. Like I said, you can buy it in the powder form. You can be able to make a paste out of it. You can also put it in a drink if you had to. You can give to your animals. We mix it with some probiotics for the animals. It's a game changer when making sure you can balance out your body, especially if you've had something like a poisonous contact. It's a big deal. Number 4 is painkillers, just simple over-the-counter painkillers. This is something we do every few months. We inventory our medication, our prescriptions, and also just over-the-counter meds. Some of these things need to be rotated. We don't tend to take medicine. However, we do keep a healthy stockpile of it just in case. Remember, our medicine is not made in America. Most of it is manufactured overseas. There was a report that came out that China, Russia, and Iran and some places are trying to do business without us involved. And remember, China is a big medicine hub for us. Is where we get a lot of our pharmaceuticals. So having some painkillers, some over-the-counter medicines, such as your typical Tylenols, aspirin, Advil, those are good to have. But remember, it's not only good to have, it's good to check your inventory and check the dates. Not that we worry about expiration dates too much, but remember, medicine can lose its value to you over time. So if it's within a year of its expiration date, we keep it. If it looks like it's, you know, a year or 2 or 3 years past its date, we start replacing it. It's very easy, very economical to replace 1 or 2 at a time versus trying to stockpile it all at one time, or you wait for a situation that happens and all of a sudden it's out. Pick up some simple painkillers and put up, not again to use. I challenge you to be as holistic and healthy without medicine as possible. If you have a holistic diet, I think you could heal a lot of your body, and you need to get used to pain and tolerance of pain anyway. But painkillers are good to have just in case. Number 5 is something you don't tend to think about, and this is one of those things that kind of just caught me off guard, is a bicycle. And then bicycle spare parts. Now in the South, in our rural areas, we don't really use a bike too much just because we can walk the farm. And if we have to go somewhere, we have to literally jump in our vehicle and go. Say for instance, Saudi Arabia and OPEC, and we saw the oil leases last week. When we start seeing major petroleum issues, what if fuel gets up to $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10? Or you see more bans on petroleum, or you can't afford this electric car that they're pushing. Or all of a sudden you buy an electric car and the grid goes down. What are some of the ways that you can get around? Well, you people in town, I don't think can have a horse in your apartment. I don't think you can have a horse in suburbia. So it's good to have a bicycle just in case. It is a way that you can get around real quickly. You can look at electric bikes, that's okay, but I'm talking mechanical bikes. Not only having a mechanical bike, but having spare tires, spare rubber parts, having a little air pump, having bicycle gear. It actually could be very valuable for you. I'd actually challenge you to have those little girly bikes that has the little basket on it. That's even better. So all you men who want this cool looking bike, remember you need to make sure it has a way that you can haul some stuff. If you had to get groceries or you had to make a run somewhere and you didn't need to walk, need to get there quicker, and you don't have a horse, in all seriousness, a bike would be a good thing. And even having that nice little basket. You don't need a horn on there. You don't have to paint it pink, but it would be good to have, and make sure you have a little basket of some sort on there. This really could be a game changer when all of a sudden you're having to get somewhere in a little bit quicker fashion than just walking. Number 6 would almost be like the painkillers, but it would be supplements. Now we believe in herbal supplements. That's one thing that we really put in our body. For instance, we make our own herbal capsules and supplements with garlic and turmeric and ginger and all those good things. But I'm talking about if you don't make them and you're not growing any kind of herbal supplements, you need to pick up some nice organic supplements for your health. For ladies, for men, for children, it's good to have some kind of multivitamin or some kind of mineral push for your body. We don't realize that when we talk about stockpiling food, or when we see shortages, or when we have stress in our lives, if we come into a situation where our diets have changed or the way that we operate our lives have changed, we may become deficient on some of the minerals and nutrients that our body will need. So picking up just simple multivitamins or supplements is a good thing. I personally take an organic supplement every day. I take a multivitamin, that's just part of my regimen. It may be fish oil, it may be something more towards men's health. My wife does too. We also build our own supplements. It's not bad to have. Now, if you don't want to be on a regimen now, that's okay. I'm not saying get on a regimen. If you're healthy, don't worry about it. But it may be wise to have a thing of multivitamins to switch out, just like the painkillers. Put in your emergency stash just in case. If we're lacking in nutrients and minerals, our body will not be optimal. We'll be subpar and not be able to do the things that we need to do to take care of our families. Things that help, such as respiratory issues, things that help maybe with cold and flu symptoms, things that help with men and women and our issues that we have health-wise. Those are good things to have. Bone health's another good one. Cardiovascular health. Think about what you go through in your day-to-day operations in your day-to-day life, and see how herbal supplements and see how multivitamins could really help to put up in stockpile. I might blow your mind with this one, but next is a little swimming pool or kiddie pool. You can pick up a kiddie pool at Walmart. You can pick it up at dollar stores. You can pick it up just about anywhere, especially this time of year. Kiddie pools are pretty economical. I'm not telling you to go buy one of those, you know, on the ground pools. But here's why I say kiddie pools. We personally have 2 kiddie pools in our hydroponic system. It's where we keep our fish. It's where we keep our fish fertilizer and fish emulsion. It's a way that we can put up that water and put up those fish to feed the crops. Also, it's a makeshift raised bed. Put a little soil in there and you can grow food in a little kiddie pool. There's videos on that, and I challenge you, go look at it. Quick and easy way to have a temporary garden to grow food. It's a big deal. Not only that, it's a way to stockpile water. Now you would have to change that out, but say for instance you're in a bind and you've got some water put up in a little kiddie pool. For any kind of situation, you could be able to utilize it. Don't say this is a stupid idea. It really is brilliant when it comes to having fish. You could have food, you could have fertilizer, and you can have a way to feed your family, of course. But you can also use it for gardens, to build raised beds for vegetables to grow, herbs to grow, for your medicine health. For health, we were just talking about supplements. Think about a kiddie pool. Think about a few kiddie pools. It doesn't have to have a filter. It could be one of those ones that has no way of drainage other than you picking it up and dumping out. This is something simple as a little trough, just in case. This is a big deal to have, and I think this could really be a game changer when it comes to growing food, holding food like fish, or holding water, but something a lot of people don't even think about. Number 8 would be a shut-off wrench. Now we have gas, we have water, we have a water well, we have propane. Think about any situation where all of a sudden a grid issue, or you have an issue where crap hits the fan, and there is a water main break, there is a gas leak. That stuff can happen. Maybe you have a hydrant close and you've got to open it up to get water for safety. Having a big shut-off wrench to shut it on or off is a good thing to have. We have 2 of these. One, it has a little handle on it. You just put it in the ground, you can cut off, you know, your gas or your water. We also have a big version to be able to literally rake on if we need to open up some kind of special valve, and it's like a big crescent wrench. Some kind of turn on, turn off wrench, a big crescent wrench, or a shut off valve. They're usually sold at hardware stores for 30, 40, 50 bucks. I mean, you know, no big money. You can buy them even cheaper than that. Sometimes people make them out of rebar. But having a way that you can cut your water on and off, having a way that you can cut your gas on or off if something bad happens, or having a way that you can get water or something to you in a crap hits the fan situation. Have one not only in your vehicle, have one at your home for your safety. You sure don't want propane or natural gas uncontrolled in your home. You sure don't need water flooding your home. But at the same time, say those things need to be accessed, you have the capability and the accessibility to be able to do that with this cutoff valve. So you may want to pick one of those up. Number 9 is a sealer or even a vacuum sealer. This is something we believe in when we talk about having Mylar bags and food storage. But let's think outside the box a little bit. We have clothing that we've put in these sealed, vacuum sealed bags. Why? Because if we have a radiation issue, or we have a radioactive issue, or we have some kind of situation where our clothes are tainted or contaminated and we have to use things like the charcoal, we need to have a clean pair of clothes that we can put on. So we have vacuum sealed some clothes just for safety. I know you think that's crazy, but it's a good thing to do. Having a vacuum sealer is not just for food, it's for things like our sundry, our clothing items. Say you're trying to keep something dry in an area that's pretty moist. You could put towels, you can put any kind of dry, you can put all your personal belongings. If you had a passport, money, all of those things can be put into some kind of Mylar bag or some kind of plastic bag and sealed up with a vacuum sealer. So a vacuum sealer and having the bags could be a game changer when it comes to keeping things waterproofed, also keeping things safe from fading, keeping them safe from contamination. Not only food, but clothing. Not only clothing, ammo, self-defense. Not only that, money, passports, any legal documents that are very important. So you have some jump drives with some very important information and you're needing to bug out or you're needing to go somewhere, a vacuum sealer can get you out of some binds. So have some Mylar bags, have some vacuum sealed packages like the roll, and have a vacuum sealer. This is a game changer, not just for food, for clothing and precious items that you need to keep safe. Lastly, number 10, and this is a little different too, but it's candy. Candy is a big morale booster. It's also an energy booster, especially with the sugars. Now, I would not tell you to go buy junk candy. There are organic candy providers and natural candy providers that you can utilize and buy. If you like Skittles, there's an organic version of that that's healthier, that doesn't have all the dyes. If you like Sweet Tarts, there's an organic version of that that doesn't have all the dyes. Find good quality. But not only is it a morale booster, not only is it an energy booster, say you have children. I have children. It's good to have just in case we go in a situation where we have to get in the car and get out of here. If we have something like that, sometimes that helps us and our sanity with everything going on. It helps our kids to stay occupied. So having some candy is a good thing. I have some family that is a diabetic and have sugar issues. He keeps peppermint with him at all times. Is that a good thing, bad thing? I don't know, but he tends to say, you know what, if I leave home without it, it could be a big deal and it could cause a lot of issues. So maybe health-wise, you need a sugar boost every once in a while. Don't rot your teeth out. Don't buy junk candy with all this dyes and artificial flavoring. Buy natural flavoring things. It could be natural flavoring gums. Look at organics. Look at places like Whole Foods or even online, some kind of organic grocery. You'd be surprised how much candy you could purchase and put up for safety that's not that bad for you. Don't live off the stuff by any means, but it's good to have. It's kind of like the painkillers, kind of like the supplements, kind of like the dental care. All these things are just insurance to have just in case. We keep a good bit of that in our stockpile. It's easy to forget a lot of these items, and candy would be one of them. So I hope this list helps. It's just a simple list. Some of these things you may have. Some of these things you may have not thought of, but it's good to have. Don't be intimidated to purchase some of these things and put it up. Now please understand, when I say buy, don't buy everything like on these lists. Buy what you need. Buy the necessities for you. If you don't wear glasses, don't buy a glass repair kit. Just pick up, a 10 pair of Dollar Tree glasses that are readers that you could have just in case. If you already got a lot of painkillers or you have a bunch of supplements and you're growing a lot of that, you may not need those things. You may need a bike though. Think about how you could utilize that if you don't have a car. Again, if you have a horse, that's one thing. If you don't have a horse, a bike would probably be the next best thing because it mechanically can go where it needs to go and you don't have to feed it and you don't have to worry about cleaning up after it. So that's a big deal. So take this list, find things that could benefit you and your family just in case. It's good to have some of these things. If you don't want to buy them, that's okay. My goal with these lists are not to incentivize you to spend all your money. But when the dollar is struggling and when inflation's crazy and when we don't know how secure our safety is and we don't know how secure the world is and America is, having some supplies for survival is a good thing. And this could be a good list for you to add to your other stockpile. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, I cannot thank you enough for subscribing and watching us, but I would challenge you, if you are not subscribed, go down here, subscribe to our channel. We try to put out good quality information that you would need to take care of your family. Also check out the Max Life channel. It's gonna have so much more on it dealing with our family and our farm. We're fixing to do a major farm tour. We just did a big garden tour. Go check those out. And remember, if you are subscribed to this channel and the other channel, you are entered into the giveaways. We're fixing to do a giveaway in just about a week, and we're gonna be giving away more seeds and a lot of other cool things. So I can't wait to share some of that information with you, but please go down here and subscribe, and that you will be entered. Leave a comment and say, hey, I'm subscribed, I'm ready for the giveaway. That would be wonderful. Guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless.